everyone. Good evening. My name is Tracy Hill Fisher. I live in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, and I am so excited to be with you tonight and hosting the Pink Table Talk and our $250 cash drawing. Oh my gosh, you guys excited to be here. Type in the chat. Type in the chat. We want to know where you're from. I see we got some people from California, some people right here from Maryland. Hey, good to see you all. Type in the chat. Let us know that you're here. So excited. I see Fresno in the house. Oh my gosh. Fort Washington, Maryland, Waldorf, Maryland. It's good to see you guys. It is really good to see you. And I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. Guess what? I get to host and I get to interview my BFF, my oldest friend in the world. And I don't mean oldest like she's old, but she's a little older than me. But she is the friend that I've had the longest. We've been friends since we were 16. And I'm honored that she asked me to be the host so that I could interview her tonight. So we are going to meet the fabulous, wonderful, amazing Caterina Harris Earl. And she's going to join us right now.
You get paid to tell the truth, but you lie sometimes too. My oldest friend. I'm tired of you saying that.
You know you love it. Hey, girl, how are you? Where are you? In Brentwood or are you in Chicago?
Right now I'm in Brentwood. Tomorrow, which is Northern California Brentwood, not OJ Brentwood. And tomorrow I'll be in LA.
All right.
Then I'll be back here and then Dallas and
then
Chicago. And we just booked a trip to Alaska. Get excited. Have you been to Alaska?
I have not been to Alaska, but I just came back from a cruise. That's why I'm wearing my tropical shirt.
I love it. Where'd you go?
And I'm still donning my tan. I went on a 7-day cruise to the Caribbean, places I've been before, but I was celebrating a birthday of someone real special. And so it was good. And I went with my sisters. So this is the first time we've traveled together.
Raymond didn't go?
No, girl, this was a girl's trip.
Oh, no.
What happened on the trip was happened on the ship, stayed on the ship.
We talked earlier, but you didn't tell me it was a girl's trip.
No, it was a girl's trip.
Okay, type in the chat. How many of your husband would feel some kind of way 7 days? Because most people will do a girl's trip. Even our girls' trips are 2 to 3 days.
That's true. You know what? It's
most
true.
People don't do a girl's trip for 7 whole days. How many of your man would be feeling some kind of way? Some kind of way.
He was like, that this old saying that absence makes the heart grow fonder. It has some weight to it. It does have some weight to it. So I did miss my hubby. I was glad to get away though. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I get so much work done.
And I did. And my sisters were like, are you working? I was like, this is the best time because I'm decompressing. I have no other influences out there to keep me from being able to do what it is I know I need to do. So it was good. It was relaxing, but I also got to get some work in. So, I will always tell people I work hard so I can play hard.
I love it. Well, this is kind of neat. The tables are flipped and we have guests that are on. And yes, there's a cash drawing.
Yes.
Right at the end, we promise we're giving some cash away.
Absolutely. Cash drawing tonight, just like we do once a month. And all the guests that are on tonight are going to get an entry into next month's cash drawing. So you make sure that you tag your beauty consultant or the person that invited you so that they are sure to get you entered into next month's cash drawing. So we're just going to chat a little bit about you. Get the real tea, as I brought my tea.
I had my tea.
About Caterina. Yes, about Caterina, my friend Caterina. And so can I just jump on in and ask you the first question?
For sure.
Good. So we all want to know. Tell us about Caterina, the early years, what you did, before you became this fabulous entrepreneur. We all know
most people, it's real interesting because when you look at entrepreneurs, I always like to ask people, did you grow up in an entrepreneurial family or did you grow up in an employee family? I grew up in a traditional Black family who is from Louisiana and Alabama and came here to work in the shipyards, first generation college in my family. Now I have some real high educated cousins, but my grandmother's era, there just weren't college graduates, very hard workers. My grandmother did domestic work and later on went and did nursing, like Mama Christine, your mom.
Like my mom.
If I would compare our families, because Tracy and I went to high school and college together, your family was much more educated and,
Yeah.
high end than my
Mhm.
family. Now,
Mhm.
when we lived together in Fremont, we were very middle class. My
Mhm.
daddy had sports cars, and we were the kind of the it folks, the only black couple in black family until y'all came in the whole community in Fremont.
Yep.
But we were uh, more middle class than the majority of my family and my cousins. So I grew up, and I always had that dichotomy. One of the
Mhm.
things as a growing up in a predominantly, I mean, I'm not even going to say it was not black. I'm going to say it was only white. Like it was just white friends and me.
Yep. Yeah.
So it was very interesting because when I would go be with my family and my cousins, there was nobody white around. And so
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
learned to navigate in both environments. Ended up going to Mills College where we went together and got a
Mhm.
degree in economics and political science. I wanted to be somebody's governor somewhere,
You
but
did. I remember that beauty pageant.
never, but never in a million years did I ever think I'd be self-employed. Like all through college, neither of us ever talked about having our own business, right? It
No,
was
we did not. We did not.
you grew up, you got a good job, and I was going to
Mhm.
run something. I was going to run somebody something, but it wasn't going to be my own gig. So
Mhm.
that was kind of
You were
me.
always, yeah, you were always running something, whether it was in college and it was leading our student body, or whether it was in those beauty pageants saying that you were going to be the governor of California, or it
All of
was
our
always
friends were
something.
like that. They all were
Yeah,
bosses.
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely, absolutely.
All
So
were
that,
bosses.
yeah, so that leads me to my next question. And one of the questions that was asked in the chat was, what gives you your drive? And I would love for you to answer that and couple that with what led you, to entrepreneurship. What made you decide to jump
Oh my
into
gosh. I think I
being
just
a
came out of
boss?
the womb. I
Mhm.
came out of the womb like this, which I believe really firmly in the environment you raise your kids in, what you eat and how you talk. I mean, I just could imagine that the conversation with my parents, they wanted to do more, they wanted to be better. I mean, we lived in a little shotgun house in Berkeley, where some dorms are now, but my dad always was driven to, take the next generation and just be better, better, better.
Yeah.
And so I know I got that drive from my daddy, from my mama, both of them
Mhm.
driven. But part of it also, honestly, was being the only little black girl in that classroom. I wanted to be important
Yeah.
because there was a stereotype that came along with it, and I was going to strive to break every single one of them stereotypes. So, in order to get called on, I had to be the best. I wanted to get an A, I wanted to do this, and I didn't excel in everything, but if I didn't excel in it, I was hot about it. I was like, why can't I figure this out?
Yeah.
So, that was my drive initially. I would say it's
Mhm.
different now, but I definitely was motivated to be the best. That was my primary. Y'all got kids like that. Just
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to
I
excel
think
in
we all were, it was something. It was that grit, that gumption, right? In
something.
you that just wanted you to be the best. And it was really instilled in us from our parents,
Mhm,
right? We hear it all the time. They say, I want you to have a better life than I had. I want you to come up better than I did.
yep,
And yeah, and that was it. That was it. There was no doubt about it that we were going to college.
yep.
And
It
there was
wasn't
no
even a
doubt about it.
choice.
It was not a choice. And we
Even
were
though my
going
parents
to,
didn't go. Are your
right.
parents both college educated?
They are.
Yeah,
Well, my
and
mother
even
went
in
to
mine,
nursing school, so I
yeah,
mean, that was vocational school, but yeah.
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 I would say the other thing that gave me my drive was exposure.
Mhm.
Giving your kids an exposure. I mean, in grade school, I got to go, we were always on a plane because my dad was an aircraft engineer. So I got to experience Japan and the UK, and seeing the world and realizing that it wasn't just us four, no more, just this little life was bigger than Fremont, California. I
Right.
knew that the world was my oyster. That was one of the things
Yeah.
my dad always said, you're the greatest. You could do anything you want to do. So
Absolutely.
that drove
That
me.
whole adage that we have in our business of it's not what's taught, it's what's caught,
Hmm.
and we watched and learned as they worked really hard to provide us with the things that they didn't have, that they felt we needed, that we deserved. So that was really, really good. So what do you think has made you grow personally
Oh,
in this journey?
I didn't answer the entrepreneur part. So
Yeah.
I want to circle back and go there. And I want to know
Mhm.
from people in the chat also what drives you, because everybody gets their drive differently. But the entrepreneurship, now let's be clear, this. I needed cash. That was what drove me. I needed cash. After graduating from college, high school, college, all this where you're running everything, then you go into the work world and you ain't running nothing, or you're running a whole bunch of stuff and you ain't getting no pay. Okay.
Right,
So
right. Or you running to pay some bills. We was
yeah,
running to
yeah.
pay for
So
college.
I was working
Right.
at 60 hours a week. I was in grad school. I was running a nonprofit agency and I had no money. And it was just, it wasn't cute. And with this bit, all that stuff we talked about that we wanted to, see the world, be the world, do all this stuff. And then you're like, how am I going to do that? Even then, it was $3,000 a month in 1991, 1990. I mean, that was not terrible money way back then, but it was not enough to pay all the stuff I wanted to.
Yeah.
So I wasn't looking for entrepreneurship, but when it knocked at my door, I tried the products, loved the products, and I saw the cash she was making. I was
We
like,
both
"How
saw
you
the
doing?"
cash, right?
It took you
Yes.
5 months, okay?
It took you 5 months to ask me.
Probably,
Yes,
'cause I was,
but in
yep.
my mind, my mind was ticking too. I was always the one, the quiet storm in the back. You were the one who was like, me, 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 me. I'm gonna do that. But same thing for me. I graduated, got married, and had a baby, right? And it was more month than money. So that's coming out together. You doing your nonprofit thing, me working in the private sector and banking, and it was just I was looking for something, you were looking for something. We both didn't know what we were looking for, but we were looking for something. And so that's really, and we're still looking for those women and men that are looking for something, right? That want something more.
Now there's a lot of opportunities. Back then, direct sales was more, everybody just thought, side gig, hustle. But the interesting thing is, if you think about how many companies have we seen come and go? I mean,
Oh
Mary
my
Kay's been
gosh.
around for 60 years and it's still solid as a rock. Okay.
Exactly. It's funny. My kids are 32 and 28. And my daughter, my youngest, texted me this morning and she said, that this one company, I'm not going to name the company, that they were already closing their doors, but the other partner companies that are under their umbrella are also now closing their doors.
Wow.
And a couple of them are really well known, and they're going to affect our business because one of the companies, they just focus on body care and fragrances and all that good stuff, right? And it's like, okay, well, now people have to go online to get those things, and when now you can now turn to your local beauty consultant and be able to sample and try before you buy with us instead. But I thought, wow, people are going to be out of jobs, and there's a need for something more, and it's exciting to be positioned where we are with such a solid company that we can offer that to people. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah,
Yep.
totally.
And when we started, it was the middle of a recession, and now who knows? Okay.
Right.
It just keeps getting more and more crazy, but we have seen all of the different economic climates and we weather all of them. So
yeah,
really cool.
Yeah. So what have been some of your great lessons that you've learned along the way over these 3 decades?
Gosh, I've learned to laugh a lot. I've learned how to cry and get over it. You can have a pity party, but your pity party, nobody wants to come to. So your pity party needs to be quick. I've learned how to be the lemonade queen. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade out of it. I've learned how you can, a lot of people say, I don't like working with women. I've learned that women are amazing to work with. When you change the life of the woman, you change the life of the world. And we are some interesting characters. We got every emotion, but such a joy to help women win. I've learned the value of teamwork. I was in student government, very different than teamwork. We ran against each other. Pageants are competing against each other. One person wins. But in teamwork, if I have an idea and you have an idea, everyone has an idea. And so those have been, I would say, if I had to summarize the biggest lesson, is that making this decision when it didn't make sense, I can see now. I'm so glad I didn't overthink it, but I had no idea that decision would blossom into the life I have now, not just the career, but the girlfriends and the richness of the family, of how it's impacted my children's children's children. So many lessons.
So many lessons came out of our initial investment in that starter kit. Yeah. And the friends, everything. Yep. The travel, all that wonderful stuff that we saw in those opening pictures. Girl, where did you find some of those pictures of me? was like,
It was
oh
all Dorothy. I was like, go to Facebook, go to Facebook.
yes,
Yeah.
but circling back to what we were talking about with businesses closing and this current economy and the economic climate that we're in right now, you know, let's talk for a minute about the need for the side hustle, the need for the something more, the gig. What tips would you give to any woman or man that's interested in starting an entrepreneurial journey? What would you say?
Mhm. I'm gonna give some tips, and I'm gonna give Facebook users some tips. She said, "What's your favorite lip color?" So I'm just gonna answer her question too. I love Poppy Please. You either are gonna see me wearing Poppy Please, or you're gonna see me wearing Tawny Red. But today I'm wearing. Don't even ask me. It's we have.
Is that Liquid Lippy? Is it one of the?
No, it's one of our classic matte lipsticks. I have 75 of them in my drawer.
Well,
I just pulled it out. Sometimes I like a really nude, and sometimes I like a really poppin'. So I love Poppy Please and our reds. Tips number one. I just honestly, if you're watching this and you're a guest, first of all, thank your beauty consultant for inviting you. But you need a side hustle.
mm,
People, the days. I mean, I could go on and on about this. And I know our time is limited. We're gonna get to this drawing, but let me just say this: AI is coming for your job. Okay,
mm,
everybody's job. AI is coming for your job. I mean, you're gonna walk in and you're gonna be not talking to a doctor. You're gonna be talking to a robot. AI is coming for everybody's job. And I could just go on and on about it, but you need to have a side hustle, and the training you get. Mary Kay keeps you, it just keeps us current and so much on edge. But the ability to work this and to make, I can't even remember your question, so I'm just answering what I think it was, but the ability to work
tips
this.
that you would give someone that wants to start an
Tips. Okay.
entrepreneur journey. Yeah.
So the tips are that you need a side hustle. That's
Mhm.
number one, is you need a side hustle, and you need a good coach. Being coachable is so important. When I was at the Juneteenth event, this young man who is with New York Life, he came up, and I was really impressed how he said, "You're driving that pink Escalade. That means that you're great at what you do. Can you give me some coaching on how to be top of your game?" And I
Mm,
said, "Absolutely," because the, so many people think what we do is sell lipstick. Okay.
mhm.
That's a piece of what we do, but this is running a business. And so the skills you get from running a business, another tip is that in terms of really, if I had to summarize it, it's being coachable. That's the most
Mhm,
important thing, because when you're coachable, your coach will tell you what to do next.
mhm.
Don't focus on everything, focus on the next step. What's my most important next step?
Yeah.
And the last tip I would say, that's the really biggest tip, is master handling rejection. The
Mm,
reason people quit is
yeah.
because they get their panties in a wad
Mhm,
about somebody telling them no. I
mhm.
mean, how many times you was on the dance floor and we told them dudes no? Y'all know it's not fatal. I'm so glad I told them no. Otherwise, Anthony Earl would not be in my life. Okay. No, it's okay. This is not a life or death decision. This is just
Right.
no thank you. And so that's why people, whether you're in Mary Kay or wherever you are, any kind of sales gig. Oh, and then the last tip I'm going to say is master sales. People say
Mm,
all the time, "I'm not good at sales." And if you're not good at sales, you will never be financially free, because
mhm.
anybody who's financially free has learned to sell themselves, to sell a product, they're selling something. Something, if we don't sell anything, we'd all be on the dirt naked, as I say. So we just have to look at it. It's presentation, it's branding, it's all of that.
Yeah.
And those are things that make a difference right now. So I could go
Yeah.
on and
Yeah. Yeah.
on
Yeah. And
about
those are great things that we do well, right? That
Mhm,
we teach you, how to do in this
mhm,
amazing business. Yeah. So just digging a little deeper into that of people, not being able to handle the rejection or understanding the no's. What do you think really causes people to abort the mission? Do you think that that really is it? It's they don't want to hear the no's. What could it be?
they don't want to hear the no's. They are not good at, they get overwhelmed and don't understand how to compartmentalize, because
Mm,
life happens. Life is always going to happen. And their why is not strong enough. When your
mhm,
why is clear, you got to have a why that makes you cry. When your why is clear, it is like it helps you. That's part of what drives me.
mm.
Um, and I'm just gonna say it. A lot of times it's a man. Okay. Or we give it as an excuse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes, I mean, I could just unpack it. It's confidence, women and their confidence, their self-confidence, their self-esteem. I see a lot of women that are in challenging relationships that aren't
Mhm.
their confidence. They need this business and the confidence that comes in this business so badly, but they're not able to navigate it. I mean, I could think of someone right now that we know mutually who
Mhm.
needs to be one of our top leaders, but
Mhm.
because of her
Mhm.
current relationship, it's
Right.
just she's not able to navigate it
Yeah.
because she just
Yeah.
can't handle her win.
Yeah.
And that's not man shaming. I'm not
Mhm.
putting that down at all, but that's just the reality. The number of
Yeah.
women that are in challenging relationships is you
Yeah.
get to see that up close and personal. Even some super bad women in your office that you
Mhm.
think got it
Mhm.
going on, their home life is not as wholesome as it could be. So,
Right. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's really good information. We have a mutual friend in our business that always says, own your power. Right.
mhm,
And I was just talking to someone earlier today and I was telling her, know thyself, know who you are, what you represent, and be able to walk in your own confidence and be comfortable in your own skin. And so I think that is super super important. And piggybacking on that, a lot of us, for some people it's time, right? It's time, and we use that as an excuse, or you can use it as an excuse, or you can use it as a tool to be
mhm.
successful, as an entrepreneur. And so what would you say when you think about time? Is it a big issue for women, and if so, why? And how do we navigate that,
Yeah.
navigating time?
The biggest thing that stresses me out is the number of people pulling on me. I'm a part of the sandwich generation. We're part of the sandwich generation where you got kids. We are, 10 years out from our own retirement. So we're preparing for our own retirement. What's that meme that our girlfriend just sent? Something about your body's going to tell you your body is making noises or whatever. So you're dealing with your own stuff. And we have aging parents that we're
Mhm.
challenged with. And
Yep.
so all I got to say is the word no is a complete sentence,
Mhm.
and setting alarms to remember, put yourself first, because if you don't take care of you, you can't take care of others.
Right.
Ask God for wisdom. What's on your plate that doesn't need to be there? And delegation is the big
Mhm.
thing. You'd
Yeah.
be surprised how much stuff you can get people to do just because they love you and help you, or that when you think you can't afford to pay for it, if I mean, there's just it's worth cutting back on some other areas to have help. I can't imagine women that do it all with no help. I got so
Mhm.
much help. Thank you for all the
Yeah.
help. Thank you, Dorothy.
It is
Help.
great. It is wonderful. It is wonderful. So speaking of time, again, why is now a great time to take this journey?
Yeah. Mary Kay is a young, mature company.
Uh-huh.
And I get to sit in the boardrooms where decisions are being made about the future of this company, and to see that it is um, I mean, it's better than ever. You see so many young women that are coming in. I used to, we used to know everybody, and now there's so many people during COVID where we weren't, all in our conferences and so forth, where we could see each other up close. And it's like, where'd she
Right.
come from? Where'd she come from? Where'd she come from?
Uh-huh.
And these young women are coming in and they're just doing it. This business works if you're in your 20s. This business works if you are like us in our 50s that are preparing for, retirement, and not wanting another career, but want something exciting. This business works if you're, college educated, if you're not college educated. They're just, Mary Kay is the best. We are the best
Mhm.
at what we do. And that's why we've stood the test of time. The 60 stands for 60 years, but it's young, it's fresh, it's state of the art. And the last thing I would say is you can have it your way. If you want to be
Mhm.
100% virtual and not leave your house and have on pajama pants on the bottom and no shoes like I do right now, you
I
can
got
do all
shorts.
of that.
I got
Okay, you got shorts on. And if you want to do everything out of the house, you can. And if you want to be hybrid, and there's no have tos, there's no quotas. As a matter of fact, I was just showing this, the fact that you get a 50% profit, it is nobody else has that. Okay.
Mhm.
And you could just be your own brand ambassador. You don't have to have sales
Yeah.
experience, but we're going to teach you. Flexible, that will show you how to do it. This can be summertime, part-time, side hustle. It's not multi-level, it's not pyramid, but we are direct sales and so forth. So we teach you that. Lots of collaboration. Tracy talked about that. I mean, big collaboration. You're not going to be doing it by yourself. It's fun. This is what we're going to experience. Dorothy's going to cue that seminar video at the very end after we do our drawing in just a few minutes. And that's really exciting. This is where we're getting diamonds. You're picking up a diamond ring. Okay. I hope I get to hand it to you. So that is just exciting. And then the cars come along. I mean, where are you going to get, unless you're going on Price is Right? I always wonder when somebody wins a car, Family Feud, who gets the car? I always wonder which one of y'all get the car. Well, in Mary Kay, you can get a car, and you can get a car, and you can get a car.
Right.
Of course, you have to do the work. Okay, we're not just handing them out, and everybody doesn't choose to, but if you chose to, it's available for you. And so really quick, and we're going to show that video in just a second. But this is all it takes to get started. If you wanted to start, it's $30. And so right now you can start with just $30. You get a secure way to accept credit cards and a website. You could add another 100 to it and get a full-on starter kit with $400 worth of product and samples. You could add another 45 if you want to, and that will give you enough samples if you do want to do a virtual business. And so that's totally up to you how you can start.
So good. So good. Great information. Yep. Great information. So let me ask you this. I'm transitioning out now. So what is one of your favorite products?
Yes. Right before we do our drawing, we always give a product offering. And I don't have them sitting here, but Dorothy's going to pop it up and tell you 3 of my favorite products. My very favorite product right now is our sheet mask. So that is one of our favorite products. It's our 2-step hydrating sheet mask. And why do I love this? Because it's going to be hot everywhere in the world. And when you put this sheet mask on, don't you go, oh, okay, you love it. Your man loves it.
That ooey gooey, just wonderful.
It is fabulous. So this sheet mask hydrates. And isn't it crazy? As hot as it can be, and even if your skin is oily, you still need hydration. Your skin needs water, even if it doesn't need oil. And then I love our nourishing oil. This is my favorite product of all times. It's the nourishing oil. And this is sesame, almond, and olive oil. And it's not greasy. I put it on lastly. It's the last thing I put on at night. Love it. And I use it with our Skin Vigorate Sonic brush and the massage head. So there's a whole sonic brush that goes along with it. And so I think there's a special that we're offering tonight. If you decided to run with it, you get this is for the nourishing oil and the whole Skin Vigorate brush. So it's actually the nourishing oil and the Skin Vigorate Sonic brush. So you can ask your beauty consultant to explain that to you. And you get, if you already have the Skin Vigorate Sonic brush, we can just include the massage head. But when you get the nourishing oil and the whole sonic system with the massage head, then you get the sheet mask for free. So that is a cool little offer, which is
a great deal. Great deal. Yeah, your skin will love you for it. Absolutely. Well, I think we are about ready for our drawing.
Yay, let's go.
This is exciting.
Let's see who wins. Make sure you tag your beauty consultant so we get you in our August contest also for the second Tuesday in August.
I know it looks funny, right? But these are all the names of folks that have been entered in the drawing for doing various things, from buying from their beauty consultant to hosting a party to deciding that they want to start this entrepreneurial journey. And so we are ready to spin this wheel. It's so exciting. Somebody's going to win $250 cash.
Yep. Right. There's a lot of people have multiple entries. So those aren't all individual names. Some people are in here 30 times. So let's see who wins. Sophia Lane. Awesome. So Dorothy's going to look up. It's going to take her just a minute, and she's going to tell us who Sophia's consultant and director are.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's in my unit.
Her consultant is actually Christine Hill, who's her.
Oh my gosh, this looks like a setup.
I'm even more excited.
This looks like a setup because last month my Dwayna's consultant won, and today you are hosting, and you Mama Christine is in the chat. She's like, oh, she's mine. Oh my gosh. I wish your mom, call your mom right quick and ask her to tell us how does she know her? I want to know.
I believe she's one of her customers, but well, obviously, but hold on just a second. I'm calling you, Mom. So answer the phone. Okay. I'm calling your cell phone.
Okay, answer the phone and just tell us, brag on, what's her name? Sophia Lane. Brag on Sophia real quick, and then we're going to show that seminar video, Dorothy, and we'll be Audi 5000. Everybody else has an opportunity to win.
Hello.
Sophia is one of my best customers and my church member and my choir member.
That is so cool. Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Don't send me her Cash App and I'll hit a Cash App. Okay, I'll hit you on the Cash App.
Wait. Does the director get a cut? Do I get a cut?
You don't get no cut.
I don't get a cut.
You don't get no cut. Right. We want to thank you guys for coming. This is really cool. And make sure you talk to your beauty consultant because you could go ahead and join us and get started. But we are off to seminar. Tell them what you love most about seminar, and Dorothy's going to cue this video.
Oh my gosh. There's so much I love, but I'm all about relationships and building relationships and lasting relationships. I get so excited just because I get to connect with my girlfriends from all over the country that I don't get to see regularly, right? And so that 4 days is so fun, so much girlfriend time. And I also love the glitz and the glamour. I love the pageantry of it. I come from a performing background, and I love the shows, the showmanship, the artistry of it all. And I love picking up those diamond rings.
I hope I get to hand it to you. I just tried on my gown with some heels. I swear I think they're 7 inches, and I still got to get it taken up a teensy bit. Get excited. Oh my goodness. My mom said, we were talking about it, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm hot. It's hot underneath that gown. There's a lot of stuff going on."
I can't wait to see it because you keep telling us it's
it's fabulous. It's fabulous. It's fabulous. Well, here's seminar, you guys. We're going to go, and Dorothy's going to cue the video, and we thank you for joining us at the Pink
Thanks for joining us, guys.